Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and one more episode this morning, getting this main method to hopefully compile. So, yeah. So, one thing that we got it to now actually call create builder with the right generic, so yay. What I need to do now is eventually call add on for all the lines. We're not there yet because we don't have the ability to create a line just yet because we're not generating any lines. So we're not quite there just yet. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to call random, secure random. So we need to do a new obj on an instance. So what we need to do here now is say, let's move, because we're actually doing that here. Okay. So now we need to say a new object. Let's put in here to add all the lines to the builder. So now what we need to say here is new object on secure random reference. And it doesn't require you, we're going to find out. Will that work? Yeah. Is it just going to happen to be smart enough to go, oh, you just need to, let's look this up. I'm sure there's like a tutorial site on Mono.Cecil. Let's actually put new obj constructor. No. How about this? What are you going to do there? Yeah. Method reference marked as a constructor. Yes, you're going to have to. Okay. That's interesting. So what I could say here is type of secure random get constructor and if I remember right, secure random, yes, we want to get the constructor where single. Again, a lot of this is going to get optimized away. Parameter length is equal to 0. Okay? So that gets us that. That gets us the constructor. But what we need now is to say the main module. Import. No. Import. Why doesn't that work? Use import reference. And it's just that simple. Okay, so now apparently we've built a new secure random object. Okay, now what you need to do, if I come back to SharpLab, is actually get what actually goes first. So what goes on the stack here? The text writer goes first. Can I actually flip these? That just doesn't feel like the reader should be first, then the writer, because of reasons. And that will maybe cause an error somewhere, but we'll get back to that when we build this. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to do a call on the getter for the property, because that happens. So, could we not do something like type of console get properties single name is equal to name of console.in get method, and then we do this. So that does that, and then we do one more. Okay, and then we do the same thing for the console out. We get the get method, and we do that. And now we can actually create a new instance of our line. And since there is only one constructor to this, I know this because I wrote the type. I'm okay with just saying get constructor. Oh, you. Fine. Single with a parameter length is equal to 4. Run this. Nope, because yeah, we're going to have issues where this has to be flipped. Yay! You bombed. You bombed so bad. Where'd you bomb? What? Oh, come on. Just, I don't know why it doesn't have that on all the time, because most of the time, that's what I want. Where'd you bomb? On the new mod. Well, it did all this other stuff. Sequence contains no matching elements. Okay. One, two. Oh, 3. Oh, I'm doing the wrong type. I'm a moron. Execution engine. There we go. Bob's your uncle. Let's actually see. Refresh. Oh, look at that. Look at that, creating a new execution engine, taking in an immutable array of line, taking in a builder line, a secure random, a console in, and a console out. Now, one more thing we could do here is we could say call the name of the method, which I believe is, excuse me, execute, and just let it do everything. Name of execution engine, execute. So we're calling, we created it, and now we're going to just say execute it, and that's all we need. right? The execution engine dot execute. See, once you start getting on a roll here, and you know, I have the book over there. It's the SIL programming. You know, hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. This book. So this is one of the first books I ever wrote. Well, actually, not the first one, but it's the only hardcover book I ever did. And it was all about IL. This is actually even before generics were a thing. So this was like done in, I finished it in 2002. So yeah, it was like fresh with .NET. And I admit that, you know, if I look back on this, I'm sure I'll find, oh my God, how did I write this? This is awful. This is terrible. But all this stuff I forgot. You know, it's been, like, I don't sit there on my day-to-day job and write in IL. I just don't. I was very happy and, I guess, proud in a way that I wrote this because it helped me get a deeper understanding of how .NET actually works underneath the hood. But like I said, I have not been in this world for quite a long time. So doing IL, I have to kind of remember what were all the things that you needed to do. But at least, like I said, when I was creating the generic, I'm like, I know I have to create a generic type of this. It's just how do you do it in Cecil and so on. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're making progress. Anyway, all right. So we can actually call everything now. The only thing we have to do is create all the lines, and that's what we do up here. I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the episode is just kind of clean this up a little bit because this is starting to feel really dirty. And I am starting to wonder, and you type, that's funny. Program. Oh, that's the, yeah, that's the program type. Being stupid here. What I want to do here is let's create line methods. Okay, so we have our statements, we have our type definition. Let's call this program type definition because we want to be clear on what we're doing here. Method line map. No, I want this to return this. So this will not take this. You'll return that. Okay, so we come back up here and we say var lines is equal to, we can get rid of that. Is this used anywhere else? It's just used in there. Yeah, let's actually pull this into create line methods because if we don't need to pass it in, then there's no point in. There. Okay, so now we come back into this, and now our emitter is going to, right, we add the program to the main module. Let's move this down. Here. So we create all the lines. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to we want to pull this here. Okay. And then what I really want to do is pull all of this into its own method and say create main method. And we will pass the lines into the main method because it's going to need it. Eventually it's going to need it. It doesn't use it now, but it's going to eventually use it. Okay. So if we go back here, we emit, we create our program type, we create the line methods. I guess actually to be, oh no, why would I need in create line methods a program type definition? Oh yes, so that is program type definition. Yeah, we do need that because we need to actually physically add all the lines, methods, line methods to that, and we do want them to probably be private. Yes, okay. All right, so those will all be private to that. And then, so now if I do that, nothing should really change. If I run this, okay, it still does the right thing. Come back here. Yeah, nothing changed. It's the same thing. It's just restructuring so that's a little bit easier to follow. At least I think it's a little bit easier to follow. I'm starting to wonder if at some point these resolve methods and resolve types are going to go away. And I will not need them anymore because I don't find them to actually be very helpful. So we'll see. But I now am able to do all that. I mean, now again, I'm making baby steps here. But now the point is that I have to actually get to building each line, which I do in here, which I'm creating the body, and then I need to actually adding the lines to the builder will not be hard. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because I'm going to make this comment here. Dupe load line call vert add. Because that's what I need to do. Once I've got the line builder reference on the stack, then I'm just going to duplicate it because I need that on the stack, load a specific line on, and then, yeah. So, I have enough time here. Could I actually create these lines? Even though there's not going to be any there, I know what the identifier is, I know what the count is, and I know what the code is. That's the actual method definition there. Okay. For each var line in lines. Main IL processor emit op codes.dupe. Okay. Well, that doesn't have the line. When I say load a line, the method definition is the actual I think what I want to do here now is call the constructor on a line where the length is 3. Okay. So yes, because what I want to do is I'm creating the line, and that's actually what's going to be passed into the builder. Okay. So I have to think for a second. What's on the stack and what needs to be where? If I want to make a line is a big integer. You don't know what big integer is. Well, no. Now you do. So that would actually make a, yeah, because it pops it because we don't use it. Okay. All right, so to make the line, we need to put on the stack I have a big integer reference here, but that's not, I need to actually get that. What if I put like 243 here? Yeah, then it's just LDC. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So let's hope that somebody didn't make a line number that's bigger than an integer. I really hope somebody wouldn't do that, but it's possible. It's possible. Could I say var y is equal to new big integer of x dot to byte array? Does that actually work? Yes, it does. So what I'm getting at here is I have the big integer value here, but if I really want to be clean about this, what I should do is take that value, get the byte array there. But I still have a problem because this is outside of the IL that I'm actually trying to create. And so, you know, to keep it clean here, I think what I'm going to do is just say, how do I do this? Okay, so we load that. It's so much cheating. And then what we want to do is new obj on a big integer. Get constructors where the length is 1, but, and get parameters 0, parameter type is type of big integer, no, int. That's not, oh, it's got to be equals. That's right. There we go. So now what we're saying is do a new big integer call, passing in the integer version of the line number that we parsed out from our tree. Okay, so now we've got that on the stack. Now what happens if I want to do a var q is equal to new big integer? Just big integer of 1. And let's actually get this out of the way. So we call big integer get 1. So this is similar to when we do the get method here, yeah. Very similar to that. So we get the name of 1, we get the get method, and we call it, that will put that on the stack. So now we've got the line number in the stack, we have 1 on the stack, and we also need an action. How do I get an action onto the stack? Let's say private void foo, which doesn't do anything, var a is equal to new action. String a. Action of a string. No, don't do that. String. Passing in c.foo. You don't like that. An object reference is required. Oh, just make it static. There we go. So at some point here we're calling, why did you, and look, it just said bye-bye. I'm going to completely ignore you. You don't matter. Fine, because guess what? Private static void call action of a string a action. Fine, I don't care. Whatever you want to call it. So call action of a. Now you can't ignore it. Ooh. Oh, that's a funky one. Okay, let's see if we can get this in here. I'm so close. So what we need to do, I don't understand why it doesn't load null. Oh, because the load function is that. The object, okay, because you're passing in a null to the constructor of the action. Because it's a static, okay. Which we would do the same thing. Okay, so we're going to do, everybody's like, what in the Sam hell are you talking about? Load null, okay. Now we're going to do a load function, so we need a pointer. And the thing we're going to get is the reference to the line method. The line method is a method definition. Import reference. Simple, right? And now we call the constructor on a action. But this is similar to the immutable array, where we wanted to actually call the generic instance. So, how do we do this? We're going to do new obj. We're going to, first of all, get rid of this for just a second. Well, no. What we're going to do is, I don't want to stop. I really don't want to stop, but I don't want to put myself under pressure to say var action ctor var line action ctor is equal to type of action get. Well, we want we want that. Get. Do we want to make a generic here? Because if I look at this code here, he's saying new object instance where you're passing in. What if I say var a is equal to new action of string? That's interesting because it's taking a what actually gets generated here is something that takes an object. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's kind of bizarre. Void string. I get sort of, yeah. You know what? I'm going to stop because I'm not quite there yet. I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I'm over time for this episode, so we're going to stop. I might pick this up later and get this so that I'm actually... The funny thing is that right now, this wouldn't emit anything because it's going to look at the lines and go, you don't have any lines because I don't know what you're returning from the lines here because we don't create any line methods. Well, we do. So I would actually, well, we don't because the statements were. No, it would. It does one. Yes, it would create one. Which is just return, and then, yeah, it wouldn't actually parse it. It's not going to create the real one, but it would actually call a line. So I'm getting closer to doing that. All right, so, but I'm going to stop. Got to do the day job. Got to start doing that. So, thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.